Good to have you back on, dude. This is the fucking fourth time we've tried to film this. I've
Yeah.
done like fucking 60 podcasts, I think, total. Only ever had 2 episodes mess up. They were both yours. So we
Yeah.
had like a curse for a while, honestly. It's fucked. First one was in the studio here, then in Puerto Rico, right?
Yeah. I can't even remember what went wrong both times.
It was an
but
audio. One was an audio corrupted, and one was a video corrupted.
Insane.
It's crazy. But dude, thanks for coming back on. I know you're super busy. You got a crazy weekend this weekend, right? Just lots of stuff going on.
Crazy life, dude.
I was gonna
Now,
ask, is
yeah.
that like what normally? Is this a normal weekend for you? Just jumping around nonstop?
When I'm in the States, yeah. When I'm in Puerto Rico, it's nice because I can just say like, whatever. When I come to the States, everybody wants to do everything with me because in Miami, there's always going to be someone trying to link up. In New York, there's always going to be someone trying to link up. In California, there's always going to be someone trying to link up. But in Puerto Rico, there's no collabs, no nothing because nobody's going out there. And it's just like my defense mechanism where they're like, oh, are you in town? No, I'm in Puerto Rico. And they're like, okay, bet. And they just wait. So that's where I get the majority of my work done. But when I come to the States, dude, it's just like rapid fire. Every single day is like scheduled down to the hour.
And your parents are visiting right now, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's sick. One thing, dude, one thing that I really respect about you, bro, is I think a lot of people, I think it's common for like your family and parents to not be supportive. And I know you've talked about that a few times, like, you know, siblings, parents. No one was really supportive of you, right, in the beginning?
Yeah, no, not at all.
But you like take care of them now big time.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you know.
I just bought
putting
my
them
mom a
on.
watch and a Cartier nail bracelet yesterday.
Sick. And how does that, at this point, does that feel like, does that still feel special? Or that's been happening for a while now, so you're just like, no, happy to get her something?
Oh, no, I'm always happy to get people things. That's the one thing that will never change, I think. Getting yourself things, you immediately grow out of it and you immediately are just like, okay, this no longer brings happiness. But getting other people things and giving other people experiences, that will always give you like a bunch of joy. So like, yeah, getting my mom like a watch and like some jewelry and like her being just like amazed by it and like seeing her reaction and her getting like the whole experience in the store. And like I got her a Birkin too, which was like a while ago. And she's like, because that's something that she's probably wouldn't be able to get unless I gave it to her. So being able to give her that experience and like seeing her reaction, because it's not something that she's used to, it's 100% worth it.
That's dope, bro. And I think a lot of people never learn this lesson, but like, obviously, you know, my mentor Hudson, right? I remember I saw a clip of him on a pod and he was saying, so many people, I never really thought about this, so many people hold that like anger and resentment for not being supported in the early days and they never let go of that. And most people think it's like their parents' job to right that wrong and come to you and say, I'm sorry. But he was saying like, no, it's your job. Like it's your job as the kid, the son, the daughter to be the bigger person and realize that like they're just people too and they're not perfect and their lens of the world is different than what you're going to see. And so obviously they're going to, you know, for what you do, especially they're of course they're going to be like, this is crazy. This is new. I don't understand this.
Yeah. And and like with their background too, it's just like school, you know, or really any older person that's like 30 years or older, I think would have in their heads like, oh, making money online or this internet money thing, it's not sustainable, it's not possible, unless your parent was like a true like startup or like founder. Most people and most parents to like people our age, the way to get rich was going to college, going to a good college, getting a degree, and then climbing the corporate ladder. But now, I made a video on this where literally the chairman of the Fed is saying, hey, like a degree is no longer going to get you a job. And he said the labor market doesn't necessarily look good. And this is from not the government saying it, but the chairman of the Fed, which is a private entity. And he's pretty much saying like AI is going to take your jobs, or he said that. And then he also said, in order to get a job in the constantly increasing, like demanding labor market, you have to distinguish yourself with real skills. versus like a piece of paper isn't going to cut it anymore, because now anybody can get a piece of paper. I can cheat on any test and I can get whatever, like straight A's. It's super easy. Everyone's getting straight A's nowadays because of the technology that we have. So how are you supposed to differentiate between who's a good candidate to hire or not? It's impossible. Yeah. So you have to prove yourself with actual real skills. And that's why I think that degrees aren't necessarily a turning point in getting just a straight up job nowadays. Who cares if you want to work or like who cares if you want to start your own company versus working at a company? A degree isn't going to help you. It's like real skills and actual like experience that's going to help you. So like boost up your resume, not by pieces of paper and just like, oh, I got an A and I went to Harvard. Dude, there's some kid I heard about that has like a maxed out engineering degree from MIT and he can't find a job right now. He's working as I think a barista. Bro, like, are you serious? That's embarrassing.
It sucks, bro. It sucks that that's the way it is, but also like at the same time, I don't know. Have you ever talked about that on social media? Like, what is people's reaction to that? When you make a video saying like, yo, your degree doesn't mean anything, do people get like angry? Whenever I talk about it, people get like offended. I think it's because it hurts. They know that it's kind of true, but they've now dedicated fucking 8 years of their life and put all this time into something that's kind of worthless.
And a lot of money.
And I think that they don't even like want to admit it. They're just like, they'd rather get angry.
Most of my followers are on because they like, it's just like the content that I make. They're like, oh, F the system, whatever. Like, I'm going to make money my own way, like independently. So when I post that, everyone's kind of in agreement with me. But yeah, I could totally see people that are in school hearing something like that. That's not what they want to hear. But I mean, realistically, bro, like, yeah, AI is taking people's jobs. Like, these companies don't care. Like, as sad as it is, the companies don't care about the humans that are working for them. They care about profit margins and revenue.
Yeah.
Like, just realistically, because that's their baby. They don't, like, obviously they care about the people that are working for them. But if you are doing a job that's where you're making mistakes, where you have sick days, where you can only clock in at certain hours compared to a machine that won't make mistakes, that can work 24/7, 365 over the weekends, isn't getting paid vacations, and is for a fraction of the price, why would they not fire you? And why would they not implement this new tech? Unless you can differentiate yourself from the machine, you know, and like bring actual value.
It's crazy because I remember, like, I don't know about you, but when I first started posting content, a lot of people were like, you know, they said stuff like, that's a side hustle. They said stuff like, that's not gonna last. They said stuff like, you know, that's not like safe. But I actually think that making content and having a personal brand is literally the safest thing you could ever do in terms of like giving yourself security. If you have a personal brand, if you have a platform, like, you could really start anything. Yeah. And you could sell anything. And as long as you like keep feeding it, right? And then people will say like, oh, I know creators that fall off all the time. Yeah, it's because they get lazy.
Yeah, they get lazy and they don't adapt to like current content trends, or they aren't like, they just keep doing what got them there in the first place, which sounds like that's what you should be doing, but there's levels to everything. So again, if I was making the same content, I see content from me a year ago and I'm like, this content is trash. And I also see content that blew up for me a year ago, and I see that and I think this would get no views today. So that's something that I think I can pat myself on the back for, where like, bro, we go through these, like, again, people's attention spans, and like everything is just moving so much faster. So like these mini content trends and the way that content is being created, like, you have to be quick to adapt or you're going to be left in the dust for sure. And that's something that I think I've been able to do. Like, people used to follow me because I would do like these slow and steady market breakdowns on TikTok. Bro, nobody's sitting through that on TikTok anymore. I'll post that and I'll get 2,000 views, but I post a video that's super quick, 10 seconds long, of me telling a joke, boom, that gets 1 million views.
Crawling around the apartment.
Exactly.
Wait, what is your content strategy right now? Because here, actually, let me ask a question before that. Obviously, you're friends with Richie, right? Daddy Wellness. Yeah. I remember when we were at Coachella, I was like, bro, content must just be like easy for you. Like it seems like you pull out your phone and you just make a video. And he goes, no, dude, everything is planned. He's like, the lighting has to be perfect. My skin has to be perfect. Like he's like, there's so much more thought that goes into it than it looks, right? I'm curious, like, is your content really just like, oh, I have an idea, pull out, make a video? Or do you actually have a process and system behind it? Or like, is there thought behind why you make the videos right now, aside from just they get views?
There is like a thought process behind it. It is, for me, it's like I have a idea, I make a video. For me, what I do, I'm a doom scroller, but that's my advantage. Like my screen time is bad, bro. But like
what?
I don't even know.
5 hours?
Way longer than that.
Really?
We can check right now. I can.
Okay,
Sure. Yeah, I'll pull it up. But
100%.
bro, like for me, I genuinely doom scroll, and it gives me an advantage because I'm making content. So, like for example, Richie was just asking me 2 days ago, like, bro, how are you so early to finding out about these jokes? Because I'm nonstop just like refreshing my feed. And it's not because I'm enjoying the content. Most of the time, I'm just swiping past everything. But the second that I see something with like big personality or like a lot of likes and it gets repeated, I'm like, boom, I'm making a video on this. Or I'll see a video that has, oh, okay, wow, I thought it was going to be way more. It's only six
You mean
hours.
like I saw your video a couple days ago where you were like, Ali, like you can't say stuff like that. And right away I was like, dude, that fucking trend just happened. That just started.
No, it's actually, I was like late to it.
Really?
Super late to it.
Maybe I saw a video late then.
I made that video. I wanted to make a video originally, but I thought it was stupid. But I saw that like
There were
2
all
weeks
these like
ago.
edits.
Yes, I saw that 2 weeks ago. And now, like right now, it's like the Marlon trend. Like I fooled the internet. I pulled 5 million views across all platforms on just 3 videos. Like not making fun of Marlon, but it's like, it's a joke right now. It's the biggest, it's the biggest meme on the internet. 7 days.
So
you know?
wait, walk me back through that. So especially you selling a high ticket item, right? Because you have multiple streams of income, but you sell a high ticket item. When you have a brain rot video pop off, like let's say you make a brain rot video, like a joke or something, and that like the Marlon one, right? Let's say that gets 2 million views. Do you see like a direct correlation of sales to your info product because of a video like that? Or is it more so like that's top of funnel, and then the top of funnel people are curious about you. They're like, oh, this guy's funny. He's entertaining. He's just like me. Like that's the fucking comment I see all the time. He's just like us, but he's rich. So then they go to your YouTube, and that's where they're like, wait a minute, like I can actually learn from this guy. And then they go and they buy your products. Is there a process
it's
there?
a mix. It's a mix. So like, it's yes to both. So one video isn't going to be the turning point, but there's like these big, like I call them like sprints on social media. So like me getting the Koenigsegg, I grew 400,000 followers on Instagram and on TikTok, not combined, but 400,000 on each platform over the course of a month. And that was like, boom, edits are going crazy. I'm posting a bunch of videos with it. That is when I get a whole bunch of people top of funnel, and they're like, how did this dude get this car? Or this guy's funny, or whatever. And it just brings a lot more viewers to my page. And then eventually they trickle down and whatever, like, let's say they want to learn how to trade. They want to figure out how I was able to buy that car. One video that gets me 2 million views, it's like just a drop in the top of the funnel. But these like sprints that happen, like TJR cracked Camilla.
Yeah.
Like me cracking the Bop House was a trend for like a month.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, sales on the product increased like 15%. And again, that's like I grew 150,000 followers on Instagram and on
From
TikTok.
that trend?
From that.
Bro, what the fuck?
And that is, it's just like the clips. And I didn't even make that many videos about it. I only made 2 videos. And and honestly, it was like, I wasn't like the biggest fan of that, but the Clippers were just like going insane with it. And it just turned into a whole thing. People still say like, oh, TJ, like that's the most frequently.
Like trading girl right now. What's her name? Charlotte? Like now everyone's saying that girl.
No, I think that was like a super small thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen a lot of those videos. I've seen more of those than the Camilla ones, but or maybe it's just been so long.
Yeah, that
I
was like
forgot.
a while ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, so okay, you might not know like the exact number, but when you got the car, what kind of percent increase did you see in product sales
25%
over the whole run?
over the.
I would have thought more, honestly. That's still crazy. But was it a positive ROI?
It's always a positive ROI.
Okay, well, let me ask. So, you know, obviously, like the value of the car was like 3.5, right? 3.7?
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
Or 3.5. Yeah.
You might not want to say, but how much did you make as a whole off of using that as like a lever for your program?
Like profit.
No, like total revenue. Like if I were to spend $1 million on ads, I could probably generate $3 million in sales. But what was that like ROI like for your program? Not even including like the long-term ROI around your brand because you grew a ton from that, but I mean like direct sales.
I wish I could tell you the
Really?
answer to that, but that's like impossible.
Guesstimate.
I mean, I think, okay, so just paying for the car, $3.5 million, the 25% increase, that's a loss
Yeah.
for me. But gaining 400,000 followers on Instagram and TikTok over time, it's a big net win.
Yeah,
So,
100%.
yeah, like the 25% increase, yes, that is a loss on it for
Interesting.
sure.
But I get what you mean. It's totally worth it long term, and it's just a
Yeah.
sick purchase. If you can buy something that makes you happy and you make money off of it, that's the ultimate win, right? And your platform grows long term, which is like the most valuable part.
Yeah.
But I'm curious, like when do you think was like the flip or the switch when you felt like you figured out content? Because I remember like when you were posting like the trading videos on short form, you were still growing, and because you still had like an abnormal look to the average day trader. Most day traders are like nerdy kids, like in a little corner office with a suit on, right?
Yeah.
And then you came in like this tall guy with long hair, and you just kind of like don't fit that look at all. So I think that's why you really stood out in the beginning, and you're a good trader. And then you kind of realized like, wait a minute, like if I show my full personality, then I'll really start popping off. But like, what was the moment when you realized that?
From the jump, honestly, like it was just the way that I was explaining, because originally I was just making trading content, but obviously I was young and I'm like, I was myself, you know? So the way that I was explaining stuff, I'm like, oh, NASDAQ shit the bed. And people are like, oh, I've never heard a day trader say something like that. Or like, oh, this is like a dick sized candle. And they're like, whoa, like this is hilarious.
Yeah.
And then it was just like expanding out of that, you know? And then just like getting more and more comfortable showing like my maxed out personality versus
Yelling on stream,
yeah,
stuff like that.
exactly. Because like before it was just like my personality was being shown through the education, but then I noticed, oh, people really like who I am as a person, start showing it a little bit more. And now it's to the point where like short form is almost only personality stuff, because I know how the content goes now, where nobody wants to sit and learn about trading on a TikTok video. If they want to learn about trading, they're going to go watch a YouTube video, which I'm also really good at. And I've actually changed my YouTube videos now too, where my YouTube videos, I'm not screaming, I'm not yelling, I'm just pure value.
And those still rip though. That's the crazy part.
Yeah,
Like your
exactly.
trading videos on YouTube, I looked the other day, get not the exact same, but a similar amount of exposure as like your Ibiza vlog or Santra Play vlog.
No, they get way more. I don't
The
think
trading videos get more?
I can go through all my most
I mean like per video, not like as a whole. Like
No, I know.
really?
I can go through all of my most popular videos. The first 15 are all trading videos.
That's insane.
And then, like, okay, so like the trade recap videos, those average around, there's some outliers when I make a lot of money or if I lose a lot of money and people want to criticize, but we'll average it to around 75,000 views on me just pressing record on market open and showing my trades. That's 75,000 views. But when I do like for example, I made a 5.5 hour long video teaching people how to trade like A to Z. That's at 2.5 million views right now. Compared to a vlog, my best vlog has only gotten 500,000 views. And that's my best vlog. And I have like, yeah, like 15 other videos that are all about trading that have millions of views that are like, and again, that's just with the top vlog. And then right underneath that, it's like 10 more trading videos and then the next best vlog.
That's crazy.
Trading videos are why I grew on YouTube, not from vlogs.
So do you think what you're doing in terms of your strategy, where short form is meant for entertainment and maybe relatable content, and then long form is meant for like where you try and convert people, is that the way to go these days? Because I feel like a video geared towards a conversion, like if you're trying to sell someone to buy something especially high ticket from a short form video, it's never going to work. I feel like
No.
it's much harder.
But I don't know. I just think like, I think everybody is their own creator, like depending on their style. Like that's just my style. And I've seen people like everyone's trying to replicate my style right now within the day trading space. And like, no offense to
Even
them,
fitness
but,
guys are.
but it's flopping.
Yeah.
You know, it's not working as well. And it's like, just be yourself and find out what works for you, and then boom, just hammer that home. Because you know, I'm me and you're you, so you know what works best for you, versus like just seeing like, oh, Tyler's doing this, so it's going to work for me. Like, no, that's not necessarily the case.
I think, well, not only you being yourself is obviously what makes people like drawn to your content, but I think the best personal, I was talking with someone about this the other day. I think the best personal brands have like 3 pillars, in my opinion. Curious what you think of this. I think the best personal brands are educational, inspirational, and relatable.
I have all of them.
Yeah, you have all of them. I've genuinely, like, I have people, like there was a kid that I was at dinner last night who's in Outliers, and he was like, I love advice for content. I'm trying to start he just like sold his company for 8 figures. He's like, I want to start content. And I told him, I was like, if you want the strongest personal brand, you need those 3 pillars. I don't even have all 3. I literally name dropped you. I was like, Tyler is one of the only guys I know that has all 3. Yeah. I make educational content, and sometimes it's relatable, but I don't have the aspirational factor yet, because I don't post like nice things or like lifestyle stuff much. But you post all 3. And I feel like that's what really, not only it gets you attention, it gets people to trust you. And unless people trust you, they won't buy from you. Yeah. And I think that's the part that so many of these other like, you know, gurus miss, is like, they have the aspirational part, they're buying the nice things, but they don't educate, and they're not trustworthy.
Yeah, or they're lame. Something
or lame.
Yeah.
Or they suck, yeah.
Something I always say is like, I'm not the best trader in the world. I know so many other traders that are better than me. I'm pretty freaking good at it, but I know a lot of other traders that are better than me, but I can tell you that my students would much rather learn from me than from them, just because they relate to me more, and they're like, oh, this guy's funny. This guy's like me. I want to learn from him. It's no longer as sad as it is, it's no longer who is going to give me like the best education. It's like, how can I get like the best package for me trying to learn? Like, who's going to be able to teach me in a way that I'm going to understand it? Who's going to teach me also good information, but also who do I want to learn from? Like, you wouldn't go to a basketball camp from an NBA player that you hate. Why? Because you hate them. You know, but they're in the freaking NBA. Versus you would, like, let's say for me, like, oh, whose basketball camp do I want to go to? Do I want to go to James Harden's camp or LeBron's camp? You know, both are really freaking good. LeBron might be a little bit better, but if I hate LeBron and I'm a diehard James Harden fan, I'm going to his camp.
Yeah. Well, the best teachers, the most skilled are not the best teachers usually, right? Like, people want to learn from you. Like, you might not be the most skilled day trader, like you said, but you make it fun. You make it entertaining. I feel like when people probably watch your videos, they learn not just because you're good at, you know, explaining the charts and your thought process, but it's like, it's funny, it's entertaining. Yeah. It's like, when I fucking hated school, I'm sure you did too, but when I think back to like that 1 or maybe 2 teachers that I really enjoyed, they weren't like the most skilled fucking historian or math teacher. They were just like nice and funny, and they pulled up with a smile, and they made you like actually want to be there, which made you open to like learning, right?
Yeah.
So I think like a lot of people just don't get that. Like they're really smart, but they don't
I
make it fun.
I think I'm one of the best teachers in the day trading
100%.
space, and I have just all of the proof to show for that. Like consistently, and this isn't to shill anything. Like you go watch my YouTube videos, you know, like you by any means, you don't have to buy whatever I have. But yeah, I think that the like amount of people that have came and learned from me, whether it's YouTube videos or from mentorships.
How many is it?
What do you mean?
How many people are in your group right now?
It's cycles, so it varies. I actually don't know the number
really?
right now. It's probably like around 100.
Nice.
But yeah, I'd like to keep it kind of small because or else it gets overrun.
You're also working on a lot of stuff right now. So
Yeah.
like what can you, I feel like there's probably shit that you're doing that I don't even know about. Like what are the biggest time suckers in your day right now or in your life? Where's your attention going?
Content.
Can you give us the split? Actually, first list them all, and then what's the split of that?
That's the thing. It almost the entirety of my day is actually focused on content because I've built the teams out to now where I have head of operations, I have head of product, I have like other people that are underneath them. So I focus on the one thing that I'm truly irreplaceable at, where I built out a team that, you know, like somebody else can do operations better than me and they have the entire day to work on it, but no one can replace me making content. Like no one. So I'm like just head of marketing for everything that I'm doing right now. And then some of the like kind of starting things that like don't have any teams around them. Like obviously I'm a little bit more hands-on, but the goal is just to be always like know what you're good at. And for me, that's trading and that's content. And other than that, like I really don't want to involve myself anywhere else because I just need to focus on what I'm good at and then hire in other places when someone can spend their entire day focused on it instead of me spending an hour or two each day on it.
And that's the move for sure, 100%. I think a lot of content creators like try and get into business and they aren't good at business, and that's why it fucking blows. Honestly, someone who's really good at exactly what you described and who I actually think you're doing a very similar job, also, including like staying relevant, is Jake Paul. Like you guys are both extremely good at content. He's technically owning several businesses, but he doesn't actually like, he's not doing the operations of the business. He's just a content guy. Even though I feel like you're also involved in Kill Tech quite a bit though, right?
Yeah.
Would you call yourself more like the marketer of it versus like, are you actually working on products as well?
No, Carson is all product. Like he's the one that's manning the ship on that. Because like just like respectfully, he's much better at that than I am. And he's like super meticulous with like little details where sometimes I see a sample and I'm like, this is good to go. And he's like, nah, bro, like there's 5 things that are fucked up on this. And then we get the finished product and I'm like, whoa, this is way better. Like I wouldn't have caught that. So again, that's his forte. I stay in my lane where like when, again, we get the close and boom, how can I use my network of everybody that follows me that's also big on social media? How can we give them packages? How can I promote the brand? And then I also am really good, at least now, with like finances, legal stuff, and like just understanding a lot of back end that he shouldn't be worrying about. And I already had teams set up from my other businesses that I can then bring in like a full accounting team, full legal team that's able to work like the logistics, like the fulfillment. Like that's what I take care of, which it's kind of like inverse. People think Kill Tech is TJR's brand or TJR's making the clothes. Carson's making the clothes. He's actually like the mastermind and I'm the geek that's like kind of at the desk, like doing all the boring stuff. Or at least I have a team that's doing the boring stuff.
That's crazy. I want to talk about Carson a little bit. Carson is Carson's your best friend, obviously, but he's also like your right-hand man in pretty much everything, right?
Yeah.
And I saw a clip the other day. He was supposed to be on for everyone watching and listening, but he was sick. But I saw a clip of you saying yesterday that he, like, that's probably been the single, I think you said that's the single one event that has made you the most money, is like him working with you.
Yeah.
And so I remember like when I first met Carson and when we all went to Coachella together, I remember thinking like, I got to find my Carson, bro. I literally told you that. I was like, I got to find my Carson because he's, number one, he's the boy, right? Great human being. But it's very rare when someone is like that versatile. So what about him actually, do you think makes him so valuable to like the duo that you guys have?
He's just another version of me. Like literally, like, I mean, obviously we're good at different things, but in terms of like work ethic, I think we're like, he's probably the most similar human being to me that I've ever met like on this earth, which is just like crazy for me to say. But it's just like when I first met him and I like brought him out to Puerto Rico to work for me for like that week, bro, the amount of shit that we got done and the amount of chemistry and like everything that happened during that week, I was like, just like blown away. I was like, I've never been able to just like be around another person for like this amount of time without getting pissed off with them.
Yeah.
But
Because you had just fired someone right before that,
yeah,
right?
yeah. But also like we have the same taste in music. We have the same taste in fashion. We work our asses off. We know when to shut the fuck up. We know when both of each other, like, we just think about things in the same exact way. Like, we'll come back from meeting like a new group of people and I'll come back and I'll be like, those guys fucking sucked. And he was like, I was just about to say that, like, those guys fucking sucked. We like very rarely have any sort of like disagreements or alignments with anything. We're just always like, it's actually crazy how similarly we think about things. Yeah, it's like
That's a blessing, bro.
scary similar.
That's awesome.
But yeah, he was like, again, I hired him originally just to be like an assistant and a freaking filmer. And now he's my manager. He does all of the deals for me. He negotiates for me. He takes care of things that, like big things within my work that I wouldn't trust anybody else with. And now we're like business partners together working on a really freaking awesome brand that we'll eventually be able to exit together.
Dude, yeah, he just gets shit done, bro. And I remember seeing that literally when we were at Coachella, like this past year. We're like hanging out in one of the sections of the DJ booth, and we wanted to get into the main section. He goes, guys, I got this. And we go up to the bouncer, and the dude's like, nah, you guys don't have the right bands. And he like fucking talked our way in there. I don't even know what he said,
He's
but
really
he just got
good
us all in there. Yeah, he's great at it.
Yeah, he's really good at talking. That's something that I lack. And that's also something like, I'm always the type of guy where I'm like, oh, nah, it's good, like whatever. But he'll be like, nah, fuck that. And he'll make it happen. How he did it.
I said the same. I was on your side. I was like, bro, it's cool. Like we're chilling right here. Like this is still a great spot to be. He goes, nah. And the dude was like fully against it, and somehow he convinced him.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Damn. So I want to talk about Kill Tech a little bit, because you said right there, you guys want to exit eventually, right? Or do you not know yet? You're just like, we're just going to see how big we could take it and enjoy the process?
Since we started the brand, we've always talked about an exit, but who knows?
Yeah.
I think when you're starting a company, you should just always have that in your head. So when we started it, obviously it's our like freaking baby right now, and it's been super fun to grow, and it's just like opened up our network of people like so much compared to what my network was prior to starting the brand. And it's given us just like different opportunities. So right now, I honestly see us growing the brand for like years and then hitting like a big exit. That's where I see it. Like eventually that will be like the retirement play for both of us.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Dude, yeah, I always feel, I mean, number one, I think the best way to maximize a personal brand is to have something you're building that qualifies as an asset, right? Something that you could exit, you don't have to, but something that you could exit that has equity, and then a cash flow source, right? So you guys are doing it perfectly.
Yeah.
But with that being said, bro, like, I've been in clothing for three or 3.5 years. It is one of the hardest industries in the world to succeed in, and you guys are crushing.
I was about to say, it seemed
like,
pretty easy.
No, dude, but any kid, the thing about clothing is like any kid can go start a clothing brand and 99% of them fail. Right? Like how many kids did you grow up with that like fucking tried to sell hoodies or a t-shirt and it never goes anywhere? It's extremely tough. And you guys have like pulled it off. And I think a lot of people probably looked at it when you guys first dropped it like, oh, that's cool. It's like merch. But then they just kept getting better and better and better. And you guys keep selling out every time. And they're like genuinely sick products. Like I bought it with my own money. I was like, dude, these are tough.
Yeah.
So it's really impressive. I got to give you guys props because especially with no experience in the industry, bro, like it's hard to get into it. There's a lot of barriers to entry in the beginning.
I think it was like we did it the right way where I grew my personal brand enough to the point, like a lot of people, they'll get like 100,000 followers and then they'll start selling everything all at once and then they never make any of them work. We took our time before stepping out of like what my niche is to the point where it's like, okay, holy shit, I have 500,000 followers on Instagram. There's no way I have 500,000 day traders, you know? So I have 500,000 people that support me. There's probably some people that do not like day trading, but they just like me for me. How can we capitalize on that? It didn't even start as like how can we just like make money off these people? It started because we just wanted to make our own clothes, but it just happened to be, this is like hindsight, it just happened to be at like the perfect time. Right before actually my personal brand went like crazy. And from there, yeah, it's just been like lights out with the brand and how things have been going. Yeah, that's been like the most fun thing, I think. Like, obviously I enjoy making content and I really enjoy trading, but now Kill Tech has opened like another avenue that I really enjoy, which is just like, doesn't even have to do anything with business. It's just like, oh my gosh, like these are some people that I look up to or I think are really cool and they like want our clothes. Like what? This is insane.
There's nothing cooler than seeing somebody wear your clothes.
Yeah.
A product you create. And I think that's the one, I think that's the coolest part about clothing, right? And are you allowed, I don't know if you're allowed to talk about this or not, but, or if you want to talk about this or not, but you guys are now, you told me out there, breaking into like the event space, right?
Yeah.
What's that going to look like?
Net negative, loss of money. But the reasoning behind it is we just happen to really enjoy, like, it sounds stupid, like the party scene, but like the house music scene. And we know a lot of the guys that are big in it, and we go to like these clubs or these events and, you know, I'm spending ridiculous amounts of money on these tables. And then it gets to the point where it's like, man, we could just, for the money that we're spending on these tables, we could just throw our own thing. We're friends with the people that are playing at these big, massive events. They would love to play for us. They would love to play with their boys and play at our events. So why not just spend the money that we would have spent on a table on our own venue, have our branding over it, and have our friends come and play. Like, obviously, I'm eating the loss every single time, but those memories are going to be like irreplaceable compared to.
It's sick.
Oh, like this is another night at Club Space where whatever, it was super fun, but like this was like we threw our own parties that are like just like unforgettable because they were ours, and like we'll be able to look back on videos and be like, oh shit, like this is all like 1-800-Bankles here. We've got all of our own designs. I think that is the fun part about it. So it's more of like a fun thing. It's 100%. Honestly not even. It's not like even going to be a business. It's just like personally.
Dude, yeah, but that's
funded.
Yeah, that's why you work hard.
Yeah.
What is your like work to party split right now? Because I think a lot of people probably just see on the internet like clips of you behind the DJ booth traveling, and they're like, "Damn, this guy must party a lot." But I know that it's the opposite. It's probably like you probably think you barely go out.
Yeah, no. It's been a little. I mean, nah. See, that's the thing. It's like just sprints. Like September, I stayed completely in Puerto Rico. October, like we have 3 points next weekend. That's kind of going to kickstart like a whole bunch of stuff.
Staying in Puerto Rico though, what does that mean? Does that mean like you wake up, you work all day, you go to bed 7 days a week, the whole time, pretty much?
Bro, in Puerto Rico, it's crazy. It's literally like I wake up and it's bad how much stress I have out there, but it's just like required. I like the stress when I wake up. It's just like, boom, I work literally upon waking, and then bro, it's like 9:30 and I'm in bed and I'm still answering text messages, and then it's just like wake up, rinse and repeat.
What causes the most stress? Or like where's that coming from? Especially given a lot of your work is content.
It's like, it's stress that I put on myself. It's not necessarily like I'm stressed out about this thing. I'm just thinking like, oh, like there's so many things that I want to do, or there's so many things that like I need to do, or I need to get done. So it just causes me to be just like nonstop working the entire day. Even if it's just like starting something new, like boom, once something new starts, it's like, okay, these are all the things that need to get done for it.
What do you think drives you the most right now?
I'm just playing games right now. Like money is like, obviously that's a fun game to play, but I'm playing the how many views can I get game. I'm playing the how many followers can I get game. And it's just like, it's just fun to see numbers on the board.
Yeah, that's sick. And then do you feel like you're the happiest you've ever been?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Really?
I just keep getting happier and happier as
So,
life goes
okay,
on.
walk us through that. Because you and I have very similar stories in that, like, we kind of, I feel like, went through our depressive periods early on, whereas some people don't hit that until like mid-20s. And I feel like it's actually kind of a blessing to hit your rock bottom early, because you got it over with and now you have something to look forward to. What do you feel like has brought you the most fulfillment and happiness?
Fulfillment and happiness. Dude, it's just like just playing the games that you love. Like for me, originally it started off as like, how much money can I make? And then I did that. And then it's just like, okay, like this is just like something that happens now. And then it was like, okay, I'm going to make content. How many views can I get? How many followers can I get? And like, you just like become addicted to it.
So it's
you
like
know?
the climb.
Yeah.
You're addicted to the climb.
Yeah, because like
yeah.
every day, like I'm just thinking, every single day I wake up and I'm like, I have to post a video that goes viral, or else like, what the fuck was I doing today? Like I have
Every day you feel that way?
Oh
That's
yeah.
crazy.
If I don't get a video that gets 100,000 views in a day, like bro, yesterday I almost missed it, and I was like pissed this morning when I saw it. Like if I don't
What do you consider viral? Like it's got to hit over 100K or something like that?
yeah, but that's not even like viral. Like
For sure, for like every single day though.
dude, every day I like want like bare minimum like a 300,000 view video. So like by the end of the 24 hours, like I want to be able to look back and be like, okay, yeah, this crushed. Or like at least within like an hour or two of making it, look back and be like, the job is done for today. You know, like I know that this video is like going to crush, or like it's already like I can tell based on like the views within the first 1 to 3 hours, like which one's just going to go berserk. So yeah, it's just like waking up every single morning and, you know, just trying to get, you know, higher up on that leaderboard through like followers, views, and making money. Money's a little bit slower than like the views and the followers, but that also makes it a little bit more fun because you can work on something for a month and a half that will give you like, boom, like a 25% boost.
Yeah.
Or you can work on something for 3 months and then it's a much higher boost, or you work on something for years and then it's crazy.
That's what a lot of people don't understand. Is like when they see you pop off and they see success, I would say mainly in business, they think like, oh, what changed? It must have happened overnight. But it's like, no, it's like everything that's happening today was a result of 6 months, 12 months ago.
That's something that a lot of people don't understand. It's like bro, people saw me get the Koenigsegg and they're like, this dude, like, for whatever reason, they're just like, oh, like this just happened yesterday. It's like, no, bro, like I've been trading for 7 years. Like I wasn't making this money like within my first 2 years, I was losing money trading.
Yeah.
And people never saw that because I wasn't even online at the time. And then 2 years after that was when I started making money trading, and they didn't even see that. And those were minuscule numbers. And then I got online and started posting about it. And even then, like I was only doing like $1,000 to $3,000 a day. And now I'm doing 10 times that, but that's an extra 3 years on top of that. And people like that. It's just truly because people followed me at 500,000 followers, and that's like where they see when I started in life. They're like, when I followed him, whatever, he had 500,000 followers, so that they think like, boom, like he started trading then in their mind. And then boom, 6 months later, oh my gosh, he has a Koenigsegg, like what, like this happened over the course of 6 months. And it's like, no, dude. And it's the same thing with, I get kind of upset about this when, or not really upset, but a lot of people don't understand this. Like I've been growing my personal brand for 3 years now. And sometimes I think people underestimate the amount of work that I put in for those 3 years to get as big as I am. And then when I get into business with them, like for example, they think that they like deserve maybe like more of the cut. And it's like, no, I worked for 3 years, and me putting my face and my name and my brand on this is already adding 3 years worth of work that you didn't do. And on top of that, I'm the one that's funding it. So all of the money that I've accrued over the past 7 years, that's work that you didn't do. So we need to take that into account, and now I'm letting you on board. And that's the reason why you're getting the cut of the business that you are, because you're going to add value for sure, but you didn't put in the work that I did like years before this. And that's how I bring value. You know, people may see me on like the business side of things and they're like, man, this guy isn't really doing much in terms of like workload or like hours per day. Bro, I worked for the past 3 years for this company, essentially.
It's totally fair. And I feel like that's like that Picasso story. You ever heard of it, about how he drew that on the napkin? For everyone listening, like this fucking girl goes up to Picasso, pretty sure it was Picasso, in a little cafe, and she goes, can you draw me something? He spends 5 minutes drawing something, and she's like, okay, like how much? And he goes, 25 grand or something nuts like that. And she goes, that took you 5 minutes. And he was like, no, it took 25 years.
Yeah.
So you're 100% right. But so first of all, you just hit 1 million followers on every platform. Congrats, by the way. That's fucking sick.
Thanks.
Especially on YouTube. That's the hardest one. I feel like the way I see it, like 1 million followers on TikTok is kind of like equivalent to 100K on Instagram. And that's kind of like equivalent to like, I would say like 25 on YouTube in terms of like how much impact it can have, in my opinion. I guess it depends on your niche. But what caused you to start posting?
What, on social media?
Yeah. Like what was like the reason or why?
When I was getting out of high school, so the summer going into college, I had a down payment on the Tesla Roadster, which still isn't out yet. And I told my current filmer and editor, who was the grade below me in high school, I've known him forever, I was like, yo, when this gets delivered, it's supposed to happen in like 6 months. Like, I'm going to start a YouTube channel teaching people how to day trade, and this is going to be the perfect YouTube video ever, because it's like, whoa, 18-year-old buys Tesla Roadster, teaches you how to trade. And obviously that video would have flopped because it was going to be my first video, 0 subscribers. It would have sucked. So I, like, that summer was when I like thought about wanting to teach people online, but the car never came, and I didn't end up making YouTube videos or content until 2 years later. So there was always like I wanted to teach people how to trade because I had this skill that I, one, like really enjoyed teaching, but also like really enjoyed doing.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, I don't even know what drove me to start making content. I was just like, I was teaching some people like on the side anyways. And sometimes I'll post these like on my Instagram story. Like I had Snapchat story with like a couple friends where I was just like taking screenshots of like trades that I was taking and I was posting them. Nobody was freaking following the call outs, but I was just posting them, talking about like, hey, buy Bitcoin right now. And so I've always kind of had like this passion for trying to put people on. And then I guess one day I just like picked up the camera and started talking about it.
Did your videos do well in the early days? I remember you hit me up when you had what, like probably 50K, 60K? How long had you been posting at that time?
Probably like 7 or 8 months.
Yeah, that's pretty good though, 7 or 8 months.
Yeah.
It took me like 6 months to get my first ever like decent video.
I grew pretty fast because I think it was just the way that I came into the trading space prior to me. I'm going to take full credit for this, bro. Like the trading space prior to me was ugly. It was only showing wins, only showing like the flashy lifestyle. People were afraid to show losses, even though that's like what it takes to be a profitable day trader. And I had to learn that the hard way because people on YouTube weren't showing that. So I was like, what am I doing wrong? Until I actually had to like figure it out, like, oh, losses are okay with trading. So I came onto the scene and I was posting every single win, every single loss, just like how I do on YouTube, but instead it was on TikTok and I was just showing like screenshots of the chart and I was like, hey, I lost $3,000 day trading the S&P 500 today. This is what I did. This is how it happened. And people are like, finally somebody that shows their losses. And people kind of gravitated towards that because in this scene full of just like
frauds.
Like I guess like there's people that are good at trading on the internet, but like it was just only show the wins because what happened, it was like this like scare, like taboo to like show losses because what happens when you show a loss? Even now, bro, I show a loss on YouTube and everybody in the comments is like, this guy fucking sucks.
Those videos go the most viral though, which is crazy. And I feel like they create the most goodwill.
I mean, yeah, of course. Like obviously the people that know that I'm good at what I'm doing, but like again, like some people get on there and just like think like they fucking suck at trading, but they're like, bro, like longs were obvious today and I took shorts and I lost like $50,000 and it's like, bro, there's a like look at where I'm at and look at where it's bro, just like an IQ thing.
Yeah, bro, it's like and those people can't be helped honestly, but that's like the same as when I post I just took a $75,000 PayPal loan out to not fire my employees. And it blows up. It gets 2 million views and everyone in the comments like, you're a fucking idiot. Can't wait to see the business fail. Whatever. And then there's like 10% of people who are like, that's how it goes, bro. That's what running a business is like especially in the early days when you don't have that credibility yet, whatever. And at least in my own experience, I feel like those videos have actually made the best relationships, connections, led to like a ton of customers because they trust you now. And I feel like that's what builds a personal brand because it shows like the personal side of you versus once again, kind of like how we were talking earlier, if you just show the wins, you're missing half the game.
Yeah, they don't know the full story. And then it's like, okay, what else are they hiding?
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, that was something, I mean, yeah, bro, like I've always been, and like even when I first started, like I was super open about my trading and then obviously opened it up more to my personality. But like, bro, even with like the highs and lows of like my life, I was super vocal about that on YouTube. Like I've been fucking crying on like YouTube
Those videos
before.
do crazy well as well. Right.
Yeah, bro, my most viewed YouTube video is me for 55 minutes talking about what trading did for my life and just talking about my story and like me breaking down crying, like thinking about it and me kind of like telling everybody that is trying to go on the journey, like, yo, I'm here for you guys. I know what it was like to be in your current situation. So let me help you. And dude, no, like not many people show that shit. Everyone's just like, and bro, we're seeing it like literally right now. Like a lot of these guys are like, my life's a fucking movie, and I'm getting DMs from their employees talking about, oh, you like this, like I saw you like this person's video, or I saw you repost this person's video and he hasn't fucking paid me, or oh, like what's the deal? Like, oh, you like this guy, or I'm just hearing from like the back end. I know the fucking dirtiest dirt on everybody in the space, like just fucking nasty work on everyone. And I see their videos and I'm like, you're fucking lying, bro.
Most of them are.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's actually wild, but it always makes its way around. I really do believe the second you screw somebody over or lie, you literally are starting a timer. No one's ever gotten away with it. Not that I know of. Like, you're starting a timer. Maybe you make a ton of bread for like 2 years and your life is dope for 2 years. And then everyone catches on. You're fucking old news and people never bring your name up again. Right?
Yeah.
So it's
and
not
you're
not a
done.
good strategy long term. But, and I don't know how people are dumb enough to not realize that, but it's crazy. I'm curious. So obviously, like, you've pretty much built the life you've always wanted. And you always talk about how visualizing, manifestation, whatever you want to call it, you talk about how that's super important to you, and that was like a big factor. Super genuine question, and don't feel like it's cocky or arrogant to give the answer you want to give, but like, why do you like genuinely think that you are successful? Like, what do you like? And if you say an answer, sometimes people on the internet will be like, oh yeah, whatever. But like, everyone, I feel like, knows deep down why they think or know they will be successful. What do you think that is for you? What trait?
Success is like determined on different things. People classify success in different ways. So it depends how you think about it. If you're thinking about success in terms of money, I think that I've always just been like trying to make money in every form possible. It started out in just like video game currencies. I was like hacking video games and getting max amount of coins or gems. And then from there it went to flipping shoes and doing Supreme. And then from there it was crypto. And then from there it was trading. So for me, I've just like always been, I don't even, maybe it's greed, you know, like just wanting to max out everything. But I would say that's like, I don't know. I see something and I want it and I'm going to do whatever it takes to get it. And then in terms of like the happiness side of success, that was a lot harder for me to find, where you truly have to figure out what you love doing and money can't be involved with that, and then pursue that relentlessly. So again, that's when like success kind of comes like together, where you can put like, oh, you love what you're doing for work and you would be doing this regardless of the money, but also you have like this like want and kind of greed of, I want to be able to do whatever the fuck I want to do. I want to live the life of my dreams, and money obviously is going to be the fuel for that. So find what you love doing, pursue it relentlessly, and find a way to monetize within whatever that is. And that's what I was able to do. Like one singular trait, I don't know. I couldn't really narrow it down to one. For me, it's just like, I know what I want and I know what I like to do, and doing both at the same time gets me maxed out.
Do you believe in destiny? Like, do you think like some people are destined for greatness or a life that might be like different, and that because
like, okay, yes and no. I think, like, for example, when I was a kid, I was always super rebellious, and I like my mom always says like, oh, whenever I held Tyler, he would always like squirm and try and like get away. So maybe you could call that destiny of me just like always wanting to do my own thing, or just wanting to be independent. But that's like kind of learned a little bit from like when you were younger. I think like, oh, like, dude, just saying like, oh, I was born for this. I don't think that's necessarily.
But did you
the
believe?
case.
Did you believe that you were born for this? Like, because I feel like if you believe that you have a destiny to go do whatever it is that you dreamed about,
That's just what you want.
Yeah. But some people,
your dreams are your goals.
100%. But some people like have dreams and desires, but like maybe the opinions of others will prevent that from happening.
Well, then they don't want it bad enough.
That's what I'm saying.
So it's
right?
not
Like
it's not that strong of a goal
yeah,
for them.
Exactly. That's kind of like why I would classify that word as destiny. Because if you truly do believe that you are destined for something, maybe it's to be a big DJ, maybe it's to be a comedian, an athlete, a businessman, creator. If you believe like you are destined for it, just like fucking Alexander the Great thought he was destined to take over the world, like no one's gonna stop you. Or at least you're not gonna let anyone stop you.
I think when people think that they're destined for it, they just want it so bad that they convince themselves that they are destined for it.
Yeah.
But it's like, no, that's not your destiny. That's just like the goal that you like. You just want that shit so fucking bad that you're gonna do whatever it takes to get there.
It's interesting. Literally every single, so like a couple days ago, I had a guy on the podcast as well. He's like a little bit older than us. I think he's like 26 or 27. Bro's doing like fucking, I don't even know, 60, 70 million a year. And he was the same way, just like super troublemaker, didn't want to be controlled by anyone, very rebellious. And that's like very, very common that I've seen, like sitting in this chair interviewing people. For whatever reason, maybe it's because they just think like they're different. Did you feel like when you were younger that you were different, and maybe that's even why you felt a little bit of like a black sheep?
Like, yes and no. I didn't think that I was different, but I felt like a black sheep for sure. I just felt like the people that I was surrounded with weren't really aligned with the things that I wanted to do in my life. Just thinking back to when I was younger, like in high school, I was like, I'm just like everybody else here. Like I'm a human and I'm like doing the same things as these people. Maybe whatever the things that I want to do or my goals are a little bit different. But
do you feel like at this stage in life you've found your people, whatever that means to each individual?
Oh yeah, for sure. 100%. And I was just talking to my parents about this yesterday. My mom and dad were like, it's so crazy how you just seem to find and meet all these other young guys who are super successful in their own fields. And it's like, how do you guys even like find each other? Or like, how did you even like form this like really cool friend group of like people all around the world that are super successful and young and you enjoy being around? Obviously the internet helps with that, but I told them, I was like, why are celebrities friends with other celebrities? It's because of the rooms that they're in. There's a reason why celebrities aren't friends with regular ass people. It's because, first of all, celebrities can't go into a room full of regular ass people because they'll get swarmed, and they don't want, like, that's not a friendly interaction, because they're gonna say, hey, can I get a picture? Or, hey, give me advice on this. Or, oh my goodness, it's this person. So what rooms are you putting yourselves in to like be in a friendly environment? And as you start making more money, as you start getting more successful, as stupid as it is, like that's when you start like cutting off the day ones, because you end up just being in a different position than them, and you end up going into bigger rooms and being around these people that are similar to you in a bunch of different ways,
And inspire you.
Yeah, exactly. So like for me, originally, you know, like I like made a whole bunch of money, and I'm like still in this college town, and I'm like, yo, like whatever, I'm growing on social media, and I also have a bunch of money. I want to get tables at a club, and these people are like going to grunge bars, and it's like, this fucking sucks. I would much rather go on a vacation by myself to a luxury resort than go do what these guys are doing. Your interests change, and your interest is kind of what like draw you towards your people. And as time goes on, like I think about the people that I was friends with when I had whatever, like 250,000 followers. I might not be friends with them anymore because they couldn't keep up. And it's not that I don't like them anymore. It's just like, yo, lifestyles change and things are different now. Like I just belong in a different room now.
You have to, I truly believe you have to be growing parallel to people. Maybe you might be a DJ and you're a businessman, and then your other friend's an artist or an athlete. As long as you guys are growing parallel, like on a similar trajectory, then you guys can be on the same frequency, right? And I think a lot of people, like, unfortunately will hear like what I just said and stuff you just said, and they'll be like, oh, they think they're better than us, right? And they get like butthurt by that. But the truth is, like, it's just about wanting to be around people that inspire you. And it's like, there's no point in climbing the mountain alone if you can be around other people climbing as well. And there's nothing more enjoyable than being at the top of the mountain with everybody else. I'd almost rather like, I think winning with I think the only thing better than winning is winning with your friends.
Yeah.
And I think that is honestly what brings true happiness, at least for me, is like finding your people.
Yeah, I think it's like, again, all of my friends were all successful in just so many different ways. Like every single one of my friends is successful in just like completely different areas of whatever, making money online or starting their own business. And yeah, it's super interesting to see like we are all like equal, whether it be in like making the same amount of money or in terms of like growth. But it's all like the climbing aspects, you know, like it's all like we are all trying to make more money and we're like within like relatively like the same like income streams, or, oh, like this person's massively successful in their own field that doesn't have anything to do with money, but like they're headlining the biggest stage at freaking like Coachella or something. And it's like, boom, like they're climbing, we're climbing, like, and we're all kind of going towards not the same goal, but we're at the same like altitude, you know?
100%. I also think that's what separates, I believe that most of the people, and I feel like it's the same way for you too, that you meet on the climb genuinely want to see the others around them succeed. Whereas like most of like the people that never even tried climbing would hate to see others around them succeed. Yeah. Like I never understood, like the guy on the last pod, Michael, he told me, he's like, if you or I were friends with like Elon Musk, like the GOAT of business, or maybe you say like Calvin Harris, like one of the best DJs of all time, Fisher, right? John Summit, something like that. It wouldn't bug you at all that they are miles above you in terms of like their fame and their success. You would be proud. You'd be like, bro, I'm fucking friends with this guy. You'd be stoked by it, and they would inspire you to become better. But then at the same time, unfortunately, if you're the guy in your high school or college friend group that succeeds, they don't do the same. They're like,
it is weird, yeah.
Fuck this guy. Like, you know, they want to pull you back because I think subconsciously it kind of hurts them. Because they're like, fuck, we have the same circumstances, we came from the same city, and they succeeded and I didn't. And so it makes them feel shitty, so then they blame it on you.
It is kind of crazy when you say it like that, because, yeah, I think about all of, like, the big people that I'm friends with now that I just recently became friends with. Like, I think about the friends that I had even just, like, literally a year ago. Like, my core best friends are from, like, literally just this past, like, year. There's some outliers, but yeah, literally just from this past year, some of these people are like my best friends.
And I'm sure it feels like you've been friends with them for years.
Forever, yeah. And then, yeah, I think about the like, and whenever they succeed, I'm like super pumped up about it. I'm like hyped for them. But yeah, it is kind of interesting when you think about that, like the people that you were friends with. Like, I can probably name only like 4 of my, like 4 college friends that still, like, every now and then they'll hit me up, like when I hit a big achievement, and they'll be like, no freaking way, dude, like congrats. And that's cool to see. But for the most part, like people that you were just like familiar with or like whatever acquaintances, most of them are like, fuck that guy, which is weird because it's like, we weren't even like super tight anyways.
At the end of the day, it's a good thing because it shows you like who's really stoked to see you win, and then you don't need to cut anybody off. They like do it themselves, which is nice, and it just makes life more efficient. But okay, I want to shift gears a little bit. I like to talk with every single person I bring on about girls for a little bit, because I think at the end of the day, like that's one of the most, if not the most important part of life, is like finding the one. And I think that's why a lot of entrepreneurs and pretty much anyone that's ambitious wants to be as successful as they do, partly because they want to become the person that's worthy of the girl that they want, right? Like they want to give themselves the ability to have all the options. That way they can truly pick like the one that they're truly obsessed with, right? Their dream girl. And how do you look at girls now versus a couple years ago? How are you like, especially because you're not just like successful and you flaunt it, right? You got the jewelry on and everything. You're a taller dude. you also got the platform. Do you feel like it's hard to meet
It's almost
the girls that you want?
not that it's hard to meet the girls that I want. First of all, I don't try and meet girls. For me, this is kind of like the route that I take, because I have whatever lot of followers and because I have a lot of money, obviously, that like instantly narrows down like who you're even able to be with in the first place. Because a lot of people, dude, I mean, there's a lot of people, like a lot of partners that are not comfortable with their significant other growing 400,000 followers over the course of a month and knowing what could happen because of that.
Yeah.
Obviously, like for me, I'm like super loyal guy, and if I'm in a relationship with someone, then I'm going to hold it down. Like there's a reason why I'm in a relationship with you. If I didn't want to be in it with you, then I would be completely out anyways, because that's just like stupid. I don't know why you would do that. But for finding girls, for me, I just do what I would be doing anyways. I never go out of my way, because instantly it's like I'm doing something that I don't want to do to find a girl. So instantly we're not aligned. I might find a girl in some situation that I would never put myself in my day-to-day life. And she's there because she wants to be there. I'm there because I want a girl that may be there. And boom, we're automatically not aligned. So the way that I find girls is by not searching for them at all, by doing everything that I enjoy doing. And again, there's not many girls that, you know, can find their way into my day-to-day life. And that's honestly for the best, because I'm not fit for most girls. And if they end up just, again, I call it like falling in my lap when I'm doing my day-to-day life, then awesome. Like that's like perfect for me. And on top of that, most of the time when that happens, they don't know who I am and they don't know that I have a lot of money. Because again, I think about if I'm going out of my way to try and get a girl, what would most men do? And what would I do? Show that I have a lot of followers and show that I have a lot of money. But that's not going to get me the girl that I want. I'm going to get the girl that I want by doing the things that I love. And boom, if I meet her in that situation, then we already are aligned on one thing. So we might be aligned on others. And that's an issue with me sometimes, where almost every time I meet a girl that like end up meeting a girl, I almost always end up making it like more of a long-term thing because of those alignments. And we always end up just like hitting it off, and they almost always like just like pre-qualify themselves because of that kind of safety net system that I've put in. It just always turns into that.
Dude, I've never heard someone explain it like that, but honestly, that makes total sense. Wait, so let's recap that real quick. So you're saying when you are looking for a girl, you act in ways that wouldn't be natural, and therefore you won't find the one that's best fit for you.
100%, because you got to think, oh, I think this girl over here is attractive. How can I be different?
Yeah.
Be someone other than myself to go and attract her. And then you're chasing and you're not attracting, as stupid as that sounds. Yeah. But versus if you just do what you are going to do with your day, every single day, do the things that you love, and you somehow meet a girl along the way, then boom, you're already aligned. And it's like you're already doing the things that you love, and there's a girl that whatever you bump into while that's happening, and then you guys are like literally just instantly going to hit it off because you already have something in common. Versus if you go out with like the intention of I want to find a girl to like crack or something, you're going to act. Think about it. Whenever you think about whenever you've tried to go and get a girl, you act probably a little bit differently than who you actually are. You probably talk a little bit differently. She says, "Oh, I like doing these things," and you're like, "Me too," you know. But you actually fucking don't, you know, because you're like,
time when you actually don't. You're
exactly, because you're like, "Oh, this girl's hot," and like I'm just trying to whatever. Like let's get to the point here, which is like me getting your number and then whatever after that. But then it's like, that's just destined to fail because you weren't you. So again, that's why it makes it hard for some of like people like us, because we're so driven towards our goals, and it just narrows it down to like, dude, it's so difficult to find the right goal, the right girl in the things that we're trying to do, versus if you're an average dude, he's got time on his hands, he has like little hobbies where he can meet there's a bunch of qualified girls for the average guy.
Yeah.
Versus a successful guy who's super driven, who wakes up and just works all day. It's going to be pretty hard to find the right one. But if you keep doing everything that you enjoy doing on a daily basis, and you wait for a girl to like kind of come or like interrupt that,
Yeah.
then boom, like you guys are going to be in line.
Dude, it's crazy that you just described it that way. Because first of all, you're 100% right. I've never even thought about it that way before. But okay, I got a story for you which you'll like. But before that, I think a lot of people think that as you become more successful, more famous, as you just level up in life, you have more options. I actually feel like it's the opposite. You might have more options. Like what you actually want is harder to find.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, like bro, anybody with a lot of followers will say the same thing, but like my DMs it's just like, you know.
Is it crazy?
Yeah, it's really crazy. But I'm not accepting any of those DMs, because first of all, it's like, why are you DMing me? Like you should be the prize.
Yeah.
So then it's like, okay,
now they know.
Yeah, I instantly don't want that. But yeah, it's like my options are like endless, you know? But I don't want any of those people because they're not in line with me.
Dude, it's crazy. The thing you said right before that about how like you just have to do you and it'll just pop up. I haven't told you this yet, but back when I was in college, I think it was like freshman or sophomore year, there's this girl that was visiting some of her friends, and she walked into my room back at the fraternity like 6 years ago. And I was like, who the fuck is that? And right away, like from that point on, over the next like probably 3 or 4 years, I had like a joke with all my friends, like, dude, that's my dream girl, like biggest crush on her. And it was kind of like a joke, but I really meant it, and was super interested in her, but she always had a boyfriend, never really worked out. And then for the past year and a half, I like completely locked in, didn't hit up a single girl, literally just like, or I don't want to say didn't hit up a single girl, but I was very locked in. And
some receipts are going to come through.
And I was very locked in and really just like focused on myself, and was really picky, and was like, you know what? Like, I don't really need anyone right now. Like, I'm going to do me and like work on myself and be the best person I can. And bro, it literally happened naturally.
You know what's funny?
She reached out. She made it known. She didn't reach out. She made it known that she was interested. And then I just hit her up and I was like, yo, are you single yet?
You know what's,
she was like, yeah.
You know what's funny? It always happens at like the times that you're not expecting, or the times that you think are like, this is the worst time possible. But if you're doing you, like, then it's never the wrong time. You know, like you could be coming like fresh off a breakup or whatever, you like just start locking in. But believe it or not, like once you start locking in and start doing the things that you love, that's every single time, like that's going to be the right time for a girl to come into your life, because that's like you're doing the thing, like what you like doing. So you're aligned.
100%. That's game right there. That's fire.
Yeah.
Well, hell yeah, bro. So this is all like honestly, like super insightful to me. Like I feel like I learned a lot. But last thing I want to talk about real quick. I know that
how much time we have left?
Yeah, I mean, it's been about an hour, but unless
we can go longer.
No, sweet. I'm curious, like you always write down your goals, right? Like I know that you told me last year you wrote down you wanted to hit 1 million on each by the end of this year, and you beat that goal.
Yep.
So what's the goal for next year? All of them, right? Everything from socials to Kill Tech to maybe even a new project you're launching. Like what's on the horizon? And what do you want to accomplish before the end of 2026?
So January 1st, this is crazy, dude. January 1st, I'll show you the full page because I hit every single one of them. Some of them I don't want to talk about. But on January 1st, I wrote down I want 1 million on TikTok. At the time, I think I had sub 500,000. I wanted 1 million on Instagram. At the time, I had like 350,000. I wanted 1 million on YouTube. I had like 280,000. I wanted Killtech to do $500,000 in revenue. I wrote down that
You guys did that in one drop, right?
yeah.
Fire.
So I wanted to do. I was 230 pounds. I wrote down I wanted to be sub 210 pounds and like lean consistently. Now I'm obviously much less than that. And I wanted to visit 5 countries. Those are the only ones that I'll say. And I only journaled those for 3 days straight. I just wrote those down January 1st, January 2nd, January 3rd. Then I just stopped because I knew what they were. And I hit every single one of them 3 months before the deadline. So now, because all of them got hit, we're getting ahead of here.
You haven't written down next year's though, probably yet, right?
No,
You
but I've
probably have an
told it to
idea.
people. Yeah. 5 million on Instagram, 5 million on TikTok, 3 million on YouTube. I haven't even thought about what I want for Killtech, but I would put it at 6 million in revenue. I think we'll do 10.
Hell yeah.
But so fuck it, 10.
Yeah. See, he's back there nodding.
Yeah. And those are all the ones, I mean, yeah, those are all the ones that I would be willing to share. Obviously, I have like other like financial goals as well. Like I can vaguely go over those. A lot of those is just like getting into more private equity deals. I'm like closing in on around like 10 already. And
Private equity, as in you're buying businesses and putting capital into them, or more so like giving money for somebody else to allocate?
giving money to somebody else.
So wealth management, kind of.
No, I mean, like kind of sort of like what I did with your brand, where it's like, okay, my friend has a brand, or like me just like investing in a brand. Like wealth management is a little bit different. Like I have a wealth manager and I have other goals with that, where it's like getting allocated to like funds that are doing things. It's not as like super narrowed down to like, oh, like my friend's like athletic wear brand. And then I want to grow my investment account to a certain number, and I want to buy another house next year.
Nice.
Yeah.
In Puerto Rico?
I don't know yet. I just know that I have my eyes set on a certain dollar amount house, and whether that I'm like finishing up a remodel of like my current like dream home in Puerto Rico right now. So like I think I'll probably end up staying in that for the foreseeable future, just because I put like a decent amount of time and money into it, and I'm like crafting up like a dream house out there. But yeah, I just want to buy another house.
Hell yeah. So on that topic, I feel like most creators, especially in the online money space, are horrible with their money. They'll not only spend more than they should, they'll spend more than they have sometimes. A lot of people don't know this about you, but you're very smart with your money. And even though you buy really nice things and you do nice trips, like I think I saw you, didn't you spend like $500K on like on the Europe trip this summer, some nuts like that?
Yeah.
Like you'll do stuff like that, but you're also very smart with your money. Do you have a rule? Like, you know, some people, if they make $3, they'll invest one, they'll spend one, and then they'll spend one on fun shit, and then the other one will go into living? Or do you have like a percentage or a rule you try to follow in terms of if you make $1 million, you'll spend X amount on fun and leisure versus what you invest?
No, for me, it's more so like right now, like I see my investment accounts, high yield savings, crypto accounts, and then like personal bank account. Obviously, I keep that pretty low. But I just have like the ideal number in mind. And right now, actually, I look at all of those accounts and I'm like, I don't even know like if I have a surplus of cash right now that I have, and I'm like, I don't even know where to put this right now. Cause whatever, like maybe there's just like not necessarily like a whole bunch of opportunity that I see right now.
Launching a new business. It's gonna change the world.
But yeah, for me, it's just like, okay, like seeing what I'm buying or seeing what I'm spending on a kind of consistent basis, and then looking at my investment accounts and being like, okay, with the money that I've made over the past 3 months and the money that I've spent over these last 3 months, like, you know, how is that comparable to the numbers that I see that are put away? And if I'm comfortable with that, which right now I'm like in a weird position where it's like I have a lot of just cash, which I don't want, and my investments are fine, and like I'm spending a lot of money, like living a crazy life as well. I'm kind of in this weird position where I almost have like too much cash on my hands. But yeah, most of the time it's like, hey, are my investments looking good? If so, awesome. We can spend a bunch of money, have fun. And then once I do that, it's immediately, okay, let's retreat, let's store a bunch of cash here, and then I earned whatever I can go spend.
Nice. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, there's not like a percentage, I would say, that I like allocate. Because sometimes there's some months that I don't spend any money and I'm investing all of it, or there's like a big investment opportunity and I put like $250,000 into something, or like $500,000 into something, and it's just because there was nothing that I wanted to buy that month. And then there's some months where I'm like just copping a bunch of shit, and then I don't put anything away into investments.
If you could go back in time, I don't want to say like when you first, if you could go back in time to when you first started. You were 17 when you first started trading?
16.
16. If you could go back in time to when you were 16, so that'd be what, 7, 8 years ago?
7 years ago.
7 years ago, and you could talk to yourself and tell yourself where you are now, do you think he would be surprised by that progress? Or do you think he'd be like, do you think he kind of knew, like, I'm going to do that? Are you surprised with how far, with where you are right now?
1,000,000%, bro.
Really?
Yeah, I knew that this life was going to happen, but definitely not as quick as it all did. Yeah, obviously it's just like right place, right time with some things, but also putting in the work consistently to be in the right place at the right time, showing up every day so you do get those opportunities. But yeah, if I were to tell 16-year-old me like, yo, this is what you're doing right now, I wouldn't believe it at all. Wow. And I even look at a year ago me, and if I told that guy where I'm at now, he would be like, you're capping.
It really is exponential, huh?
Yeah, no, it's really crazy. I even have like conversations with my friends where we're talking about where we were a year ago, and it's just like, dude, we've just done so much and we've grown so much over like the past year. I wouldn't have freaking guessed it. And obviously when I'm writing down those goals, I'm like saying certain numbers, but I don't think I like actually realize what those things like entail. Like when I wrote down 1 million followers on Instagram, 1 million followers on TikTok, 1 million on YouTube, that I knew I was going to get that, but I didn't realize like the life that would lead to. And when I wrote down, oh, I want to be making X amount of dollars by the end of the year, or have X amount put away in investments, I didn't like the daily swings that I'm seeing on my accounts. I didn't realize like that's what it would bring with it, you know?
If you could also go back and talk to like that 17-year-old Tyler or 16-year-old Tyler for 60 seconds, that's it, 60 seconds, what would you say? Or would you say anything?
That's a Ken Carson song. If I could go back in time, if I went back in time, I would tell myself, don't change a thing.
I like that. Nice.
Yeah.
Fire. And then when you look at everything that's happening now, is there one thing that's been the biggest catalyst or the biggest driver? Maybe the personal brand?
I think, Yeah, I think that's something a lot of people are scared to talk about, but that's something that I am willing to talk about. The personal brand has given me leverage to do things that trading would have never been able to give me. As a day trader, I wouldn't have been able to start Killtech. As a day trader, I wouldn't be able to have the friends that I do now. Like, and that also kind of reinforces. It's funny, like personal brand is kind of like almost a little bit different in any other businesses because it's just like constantly compounding because you're like, the lever just keeps getting longer and longer and longer because I've been doing the personal brand for 3 years and it gives me this amount of leverage. But then by the time I've been doing, or I guess it's similar in business, but it's not like as direct. For me, like once I've been doing the personal brand for 7 years, it's gonna be like this. Yeah. Versus with trading, it's like, yes, obviously the money goes up, but that's kind of the only thing. Versus personal brand, it's like this is giving me avenues and business opportunities and friends that it just opens so many other doors that just one regular business wouldn't be able to.
I also think there's I never really see anyone talk about this, but I feel like the internal benefits of content are just as valuable as the external, right? Like everyone goes, oh, you meet people, it's leverage for your business, right? You can, you have more access to events, you could say. But I don't know about you, but I feel like for me, content has been like the ultimate form of therapy. I make videos for me, and it's like entertaining, and you can laugh at yourself, and you can solve your own insecurities through content. It's like talking to a therapist. It's like the best form of therapy.
Yeah, making content made me happy. Yeah. Because bro, before I was depressed and I had a bunch of money. And then whatever, obviously there was a whole bunch of issues that came from that. But then when I started making content, I started helping people and people enjoyed me helping them. And I was like, people like me. I'm not as sad anymore about who I am. And then I start opening up about my personality and people are like, this guy's fucking hilarious or this guy's cool. And I'm like, I'm funny. Like, I'm cool. Like, I didn't know that. And then it makes me happier about myself and who I am. And then, for me, content was like the best form of therapy. I did therapy. I took SSRIs. I hated all of it. But doing content is what helped me most because I just became or showed the world my true self and the world fucking loved it. And luckily, maybe somebody else, it might not be the same. But for me, it was, and it made me super, super happy, super, super confident, being super comfortable in my own skin. And that's been something that is irreplaceable. Like content changed my life for sure. Not just in the success route. Bro, if I didn't start content and if I didn't get all of this kind of, as sad as it is, this outside validation from people, or just to kind of tell myself, because I was not in the mental health state to even realize the person that I was, then I probably wouldn't be here right now.
Dude, you said something on your balcony that was really powerful the last time we linked up.
The trim buildings.
That was the most powerful. But there was something else you said. I think you said, people think that when I make content, it's like a character I'm playing, but I feel like I can be more myself making content than I ever was around my high school or college friends.
Yeah.
And then you explained how artists really are weird to their local community before they blow up, and then people aspire to be like them. So I don't even think it's about validation, or maybe it is validation, but it's people validating that the real you is valuable to other people. That makes them feel special. That makes them feel normal, that they see your videos and they go, this guy's just like me.
Well, it's funny because you think about the majority of people who have a big following and you just like what's the common denominator out of all of them? Most of the time they are again, for the most part, they're showing their true selves, and everyone is like, I want to be just like this person, or this person's so relatable. And they're saying that and they're thinking that because the person that's online is showing their true selves, when the person that's viewing it doesn't get to do that on a daily basis, or they can do that, but they're too scared to. And that's why they think that that person's so cool, because they're doing things that the viewer wouldn't even think of doing, but like deep down they probably want to do, you know?
Yeah. I really do believe, aside from the internal benefits, like what we just explained, I really do believe like anyone building something should document their journey. It's like every single one of my new age best friends came from content. Almost every one of my investors came from content. Everyone that inspires me came from content. It's like you're telling the world who you are, and then you're just seeing what their response is. And it might be like something crazier than you could have ever imagined.
Yeah, I mean, I just think like nowadays, or maybe to us it just seems obvious, but yeah, I think it's like one of the most obvious things that you could possibly do. Like, why not be yourself? Why not do everything that you love doing? Why not just like, again, my brain is just so hardwired to this now, where I'm like, some people are like, oh, like, I don't want to do this, but I am. And I'm just like, why the fuck are you doing it? You know, like, I don't get it. Like, they're like, oh, I don't want to go to this thing, but like this person like is expecting me to be there. And I'm like, what, bro? Like, why? If you don't want to go, don't go.
Yeah.
So my brain is just like, I'm just like super data driven. I'm no longer really driven by any emotions or like, oh, I feel bad for not doing this. Like, maybe I'll feel a little bit bad, but I'm not going to let that affect my decision.
Yeah, I love it. So last question for you. This is normally what I ask, like mostly it's business owners that are on. So I ask them,
I'm a business owner.
how big? Well, this is like more of like 100%, but you'll see what I mean. Like on the pod 2 days ago, I said, I'll ask, how big can your business be? But I could ask that about Kill Tech, and you can answer that as well. But I'm more so curious, like, how big on the notion of visualizing your future? How big can TJR be 10, 15, 20 years from now? What does that look like to you? Like, what would you 20 years from now be very satisfied with if you could look back on?
I'm going to be one of the biggest content creators in the world for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I already think about the jump that I'm going to make from this year going into next year. I'm already doing things like on the tail end of this year that's going to start making those numbers that I told you earlier going to start happening.
Like what? Real quick.
What do you mean?
Like you said, I'm already starting to do things that are going to make that happen. Is there any changes you're making in content that you think will lead to that?
Yeah, I'm becoming more of a personality than just a day trader or a dude with money. A lot of these online money guys are super capped by just being known as the online money guy. If you ask a random girl on the street who's Alex Hormozy, she'll have no fucking clue. If you ask a random girl on the street who TJR is, he cracked Camilla, you know, or like, oh, he's There's
a lot of things. They could say a lot of things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So again, it's just extending that. It's extending that lever. And some people, you know, like Hormozy, for example, his lever is specifically for one thing. But for me, like, I see a much bigger and broader picture of like where I'm trying to expand, and it's to the masses. So that's what I plan on doing.
Fuck yeah, dude.
But that was a spin-off. So go and run back the last question.
Like, how big do you think TJR can be?
Okay. Yeah. One of the biggest content creators in the world. Like, I just fucking know it, dude.
Fashion icon, DJ. I feel like you're gonna start DJing eventually.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I like supporting them. Because they're better than I'll ever be. But I'm just gonna be fucking everywhere, dude. Like, even more so than I am now. Like people come up to me and they say, "Oh, I liked one of your posts, and now I can't get you off of my For You page." It's
Yeah,
going
you're invading my girl's For You page.
yeah.
Every time he talks, she's like, I saw Tyler's video. It's hilarious.
Yeah, dude, I'm serious. Every single person that ever sees me or like ever gets to talk to me, they're like, "Bro, you run my entire algorithm, and that's not going to change, and it's just going to get bigger, and it's just going to go to so many more people." And I mean, yeah, that's like about as simple as it gets. Like where I'll be in the future is like I'll be fucking everywhere. Like you're gonna see my face, and you're going to know what I'm doing. Like adults, younger kids, they're going to know the moves that I'm making. They're going to know where I'm at, what I'm doing. It's all going to be like big and everywhere in everyone's fucking face.
I love it, bro. And I think this is already started happening a while ago, bro. But the short form content creators of today are gonna be the real celebrities long term. Like no one gives a fuck about like the Hollywood and the
Yeah, it's dying.
there's just people. This term celebrity, like I don't think it carries weight anymore. Whereas like a massive creator does.
Yeah.
Sweet, bro. Well, I appreciate you coming on, dude. This was fucking a long time in the making, bro. So, and I know you're super busy right now, so this is great.
Of course. Yeah. Thanks for having me.